The first step in planning a kayaking bowhunting adventure, such as the ones I shared highlights from in part 1 of this video series, is to pick out a good location. In this part 2 installment, I'll share some thoughts on how to plan a public land hunting trip, and if you have any ideas of your own to share, please do so in the comments below. The general area that I chose for this kayak bowhunting trip was one that I was quite familiar with. I've floated this river countless times during the hot summer months, and I've been fishing it now for decades. However, there was one particular area along that river that I've always thought would be a great location to bowhunt. So, the first step was to study the land more thoroughly to find out which areas were public land where hunting was allowed, and which areas were private land that did not allow hunting. I initially checked things out by studying a wealth of information about the area that was available at the Missouri Department of Conservation website, and I also talked to a local conservation agent to clear up some questions that I had. So after getting well informed about what areas along the river I could camp and hunt, and which areas I couldn't, I then needed to focus more intently on what areas would have the most potential for a successful bow hunt. Since this was public land, I was looking for spots that didn't have nearby or easy road access and no ATV trails. I was looking for areas that had challenging terrain features which would make it very difficult to pack a deer out of, which in turn would most likely keep most hunters away from. I wanted to find an area to hunt that was primarily only accessible by the river. A great scouting tool that helped me zero in on such a location is a program called OnX, which you can use as an app on both your desktop or laptop computer as well as on your phone, even offline in places where you can't get a signal. So after picking out a few potential spots to investigate further, I then headed out on a scouting mission to see how things looked on the ground, as topographical maps and satellite imagery only help so much, and they don't always tell you the whole story. So using my OnX app, I did some more in-depth scouting of those areas and marked a few spots as potential tree stand locations, as well as some camping areas. Since this was a solo adventure, I needed to leave my Jeep at my designated takeout point on the river and have someone shuttle me, my kayak, and my gear up to where I would begin my float. Now luckily, I have a buddy who lives nearby who helped me out with the shuttling, and I was able to make arrangements with a landowner to leave my Jeep on his property at my takeout point. Now this may be an issue that you'll need to address by hiring a local shuttle service or float trip provider, teaming up with a buddy and having an extra vehicle, or even hiring an Uber driver from the area who has a truck or a roof rack to give you and your kayak a ride. You'll also need to have a legal, secure place to leave your vehicle at your chosen takeout point. Now all this may take a little researching and planning, but it shouldn't be too terribly difficult. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel and check out the 3 Minutes Outdoors website at 3minutesoutdoors.com. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel, click on the link in the video description below to find out more.